Yo! Hello! How are you guys doing? Welcome back to the channel, which is Alpha of Radio Rocks. My name is Grim the Rock DJ. And if you're brand new here, welcome. Welcome to the channel. My name is Eddie Grimm, and please consider liking this video, consider subscribing because I make rock content on this channel. We talk about rock bands, rock podcasts, you name it, anything to do with rock music, we talk about it here. Yeah, please make sure to like this video, subscribe if you're brand new. I make videos Mondays, Tuesdays, and Fridays. Just when you subscribe, that red button, down there, yeah, yeah, that red button down there. Make sure to subscribe and then tap the bell icon, thing, so that you're notified of new videos. Okay, so today is Tuesday, and on Tuesday on this channel, when it's Tuesday, we have something called Band of the Day. Yeah, Band of the Day. That is the segment on Tuesday. And what is the name of the Band of the Day today? It's Coldplay. Today we're talking about Coldplay. Let's go. All right, my people, it's time to talk about Coldplay. And I know from probably from the thumbnail or the title, you're going to be like, oh man, Eddie Grimm is about to hate on Coldplay. He's hating on Coldplay. I'm not hating on anything. Yeah, calm down. I'm not hating on anything. Today, I'm actually going to be defending. I'm actually going to be defending Coldplay against haters and critics, people who do not like Coldplay. So for those of you who know, my very first video of Band of the Day was about Linkin Park, and if you haven't watched it, I'll leave the link to pop up right here, and also I'll leave it at the end screen so that you watch it if you haven't watched it yet. Yeah, I was doing my critique on Linkin Park, and Linkin Park is an awesome band, but they're not in my top 10 bands. Yeah, Linkin Park is like my number 15th band in my long list of bands. So people who are like, Eddie Grimm, why do you hate Linkin Park? I don't hate anything. It's just my preference in music. Yeah, it's just my preference in music. So I told you people in my Linkin Park video, I'm also going to repeat it here. Here are my top 15 all-time favorite bands. Yeah, here are my top 15. It's Foo Fighters, yeah, Paramore, Bring Me the Horizon, Blink 182, and 30 Seconds to Mars. Those are my top 5 favorite bands of all time. That list will never change. That top 5 can never change. Number 6 is Breaking Benjamin, then Skillet, then Nickelback, then 3 Days Grace, then Papa Roach. Yeah. Then number 11, number 11 is Fall Out Boy, then Shinedown, then Coldplay, then Baby Metal, then Linkin Park. Yeah, so that's my top 15 list of bands. Yeah, there's someone who tweeted me and he was like, Eddie Grimm, why do you hate Coldplay? Why do you hate Linkin Park? I don't hate Linkin Park. It's just that if you've watched my critique, I explained why Linkin Park are not in my top 10 bands, but they're in my top 15, and so is Coldplay. Yeah? So me, I actually like Coldplay. Yeah, I know it's very weird that I am not a big fan of Linkin Park, but I am a big fan of Coldplay. So today, I'm going to be defending Coldplay. I'm going to be defending Coldplay and just giving my critique of Coldplay, and I'm going to be defending Coldplay against the haters, the real haters, the real haters. Huh? You think me I'm a hater? Me, I'm not a hater. Me, I'm just a guy who likes to see things. A critique is supposed to be something where you look at the positives and the negatives. So today I'm going to be giving just my critique of what I think of Coldplay as a band, and I'm going to be defending them against the haters. Which haters, you ask? Let me tell you who they are. Number 1, we have a guy called Rodney. Yeah, Rodney Muthuri, something like that. Yeah, Rodney Muthuri. Rodney told me to tell you people that he does not like Coldplay. Yeah, he genuinely told me to tell you that, and I have proof. Look at these messages. So there's a time someone on WhatsApp asked, is Magic, Magic, the guys who did Rude, he asked, is Magic rock? And then someone responded, as a joke, they said rock. They said no. Magic is not rock, but rock is magic. Yeah. And then people were like, haha, very funny. And then Rodney walks into the conversation, and then he's like, Magic is not rock, and neither is Coldplay. Yeah. So he's actually the one who gave me the idea for this critique. So I inboxed him on the side and I asked him, yo, why don't you like Coldplay? Yeah. And then he says, Coldplay are not really a rock band because they're more pop, because they don't have guitars in their songs. And then I told him, oh really? And then And then he just gives his opinions, as you can see over there, and then he tells me to make sure yeah, he says that he has never listened to a full Coldplay album. Boy. And then he says that I should make sure to mention his name and make him look like a huge douche, because he wants people to know that he doesn't like Coldplay. Yeah, I was like, okay, fine. There, Rodney, I will even forward him this video. Yeah, so Rodney, there you go. I have shown people that you do not like Coldplay. Yeah, so Rodney is the first case, and then there's someone else who I don't want to mention his name. I'd never mention someone's name if they never asked me to. So the second person, who I don't want to mention their name, said that Coldplay is depressing. Yeah, he said that he sometimes finds Coldplay's music to be depressing. And then there was a third person who said that because of my Linkin Park video at Nikitupiwa, if people start throwing stones at me in town, it's because of that video. Yeah, it's because of that video. And then he said that Coldplay is infinitely worse than Linkin Park. Yeah, so today I am here to respond to those comments. These were guys who were either writing this in my group, or were either inboxing me personally telling me how much they don't like Coldplay. And I'm now, as in the title I have said, I'm going to be responding to these haters. Yeah, okay, there's no one who's really a hater. Yeah, everyone just has their musical preference, really. Yeah, so me, I kind of like Coldplay. I would actually listen to Coldplay for long. I even have a Coldplay mix. Yeah, hit me up if you want that Coldplay mix. I have a Coldplay mix. I have 15 mixes. Yeah, let me plug this in. I have 15 mixes for specific artists. So I have a Nickelback mix, Script mix, Linkin Park mix, Breaking Benjamin mix. I have a Coldplay mix. So if you want, I have 17 different artist mixes. Yeah, so this is what I have to say about Coldplay. Coldplay, if you asked me, are they pop or are they rock? It's very hard for me to say. It's very hard for me to say whether they are pop or rock, because here's the thing. Coldplay have 8 albums, and on the 5th album, Milo Zilotto, that's where I felt like Coldplay have gone more pop than rock, especially when they did the song with Rihanna, that Princess of China. That one I felt was very, very pop oriented than their usual rock. I think Milo Zilotto is their 5th album, so in the first 4 albums you can hear a lot of rock, and then from album 5, 6, 7, 8, that's where you hear a lot more pop. And then the other issue with Coldplay is that Coldplay is very lyrics driven. Yeah, you can hear a song like their latest album, it's called Everyday Life. Yeah, Everyday Life. Yeah, it's the latest album by Coldplay. If you listen to the song itself, Everyday Life, I don't even think it has instrumentation. Yeah, it's just lyrics. It's just them singing. Yeah, that also goes for songs like The Scientist and Fix You. They begin with lyrics. Yeah, and they are so lyrics driven. And Coldplay music is typically, the reason why people like Coldplay music is because it's more driven by lyrics than jin 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 jin. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are some very big hits by Coldplay that have instruments, like Yellow has those Coldplay alternative rock guitars. But a lot of the reasons why people like Coldplay is because of the lyrics. Songs like Fix You is very iconic. It's a very famous Coldplay song. When you try your best but you don't succeed. Yeah, that song. Yeah, these are some of the bangers that make people like Coldplay. So it's very hard to classify Coldplay, because what makes them successful is not even really the instruments, it's more the lyrics. Yeah, it's more of their lyrics that people connect with that makes Coldplay so big. Yeah, so famous. Yeah, the other reason why it's hard to classify Coldplay. Yeah, Coldplay fall under a genre called post-Britpop. Post-Britpop. Yeah, go listen to the very first album by Coldplay. I believe it's called Parachutes. Yeah, that's the very first album by Coldplay. Go listen to Parachutes. Parachutes is classified as post-Britpop. Yeah. Now let us Wikipedia what post-Britpop is. It's right here. Let's click on it and read what post-Britpop is. Post-Britpop is an alternative rock subgenre. Yeah, it's an alternative rock subgenre and is the period following Britpop in the late 1990s and early 2000s, when the media were identifying a new generation of second wave of guitar bands influenced by acts like Oasis and Blur, but with less overtly British concerns in their lyrics and making more use of American rock and indie influences, as well as experimental music. Bands in the pop era that have been established acts, but gained greater prominence after the decline of Britpop, such as Radiohead and The Verve. Yeah, and new acts such as Travis, Stereophonics, Feeder, and particularly Coldplay. Yeah, imeandikwa particularly Coldplay achieved more wider international success than most of the Britpop groups that had preceded them, and were were some of the most commercially successful acts of the late 1990s and early 2000s. Yeah, so when Coldplay began, they were a Britpop act, or at least they were classified as a Britpop act. Me, I knew this from the beginning. Because if you ask a lot of people where is Coldplay classified, they tell you pop rock, soft rock, alternative rock, but they never talk about Britpop. And if you look right there in the corner, yeah, and you check what are the instruments used in post-Britpop. The typical instruments are bass guitar, drums, guitar, keyboards, and vocals. You know which other band has that kind of formation? 21 Pilots. In the 21 Pilots, I did a critique about 21 Pilots. I'll leave the link to pop up here and also at the end. I did a critique for 21 Pilots, and I said that 21 Pilots is not a rock band. Yeah, and I said that 21 Pilots is not a rock band. They make good music, but they're not a rock band. And I said it is because they don't have those old school, distorted guitars in that critique. But you've noticed here in post-Britpop, you can also see that post-Britpop, the typical instruments are bass guitar, drums, keyboard, vocals, and guitar. That's exactly what 21 Pilots has. Yeah, that's exactly what 21 Pilots also uses. Yeah, so my argument is this: it's very hard to place Coldplay whether in pop completely or rock completely. And some people will be like, oh, Coldplay is pop rock. It's also very weird to put Coldplay in pop rock, simply because here's the thing: if you ask me what pop rock is like Adam Lambert. Yeah, pop rock is like Pink. Okay, at least old school Pink. Pink, when she used to do, songs like So What, I'm still a rock star. It had that pop vibe, and then she actually had guitars in her songs. Yeah, for me that was pop rock. Even Train used to do pop rock before they became fully pop. They used to do pop rock, yeah, with songs like Hey Soul Sister. So placing Coldplay in pop rock, and yet they have a song like Adventure of a Lifetime, where it's how Adventure of a Lifetime sounds like, yeah, the way Coldplay Adventure of a Lifetime sounds like, how that song sounds like. So it's very hard to classify Coldplay whether fully in pop or fully whether in rock. And I think the problem is because they do post-Britpop. Post-Britpop sounds like, if you asked me to give a simple description of post-Britpop, I would tell you that post-Britpop is British pop rock that sounds like pop. Does that make sense? Yeah, because you've clearly seen what Wikipedia is saying about the instruments: drums, bass guitar, keyboard, guitar, vocals. Yeah, that's like 21 Pilots. That's exactly what 21 Pilots also uses. And for me, 21 Pilots is also in the direction of pop. But Coldplay, their greatest hits, songs like Yellow, Fix You, these songs have guitars in them. Violet Hill. Yeah, Violet Hill. There was even a time I used to classify Coldplay as piano rock. Yeah, songs like Speed of Sound and Clocks. Yeah, the instrumentation there, I used to classify them as piano rock, like The Fray. The Fray also use piano in a lot of their songs, and The Fray is obviously rock. Yeah. So my answer to the haters and to the people who ask, is Coldplay pop or rock? If you ask me to put them like black and white, I would still say they are a rock band because their greatest hits are rock. And then, unlike 21 Pilots, Coldplay is actually a full band with full members. It's not just two guys doing music. Yeah. And then number 3, I would say that Coldplay do post-Britpop. Post-Britpop, it's like, think of it this way. We have Kenyan rock, yeah. So Rush, yeah. I want you to understand what I'm trying to say. Rush and 20 More Days. There's a way they drum in their songs, yeah. There's a way they drum in their songs that has like African drums, yeah. So my point is, Kenyan rock cannot sound like American rock, yeah. The same way British pop rock cannot sound like American pop rock, or British pop rock cannot sound like American pop rock. In fact, British pop rock sounds more like pop. That's why it's called post-Britpop. That genre called post-Britpop is pop rock that sounds like pop, and that is why it's very hard to classify Coldplay fully as rock or pop, because the genre they do, yeah, is sort of like pop, but it is post-Britpop. Yeah, post-Britpop actually sounds like regular pop music. Yeah, that's my argument for Coldplay. In this critique, I'm very 50-50. If you asked me to tell you whether Coldplay is pop or rock, I would just say they're like both, but but they are neither fully in each. Yeah, because like I said, their first 4 albums are very rock. Then from album 5, 6, 7, and 8, they are more in the pop direction. So where do you classify them? It's very hard. It's very hard. Let's be honest with each other. So for this critique, I just have to be neutral. Plus, I like Coldplay. So it's very hard for me to tell you exactly where I would put Coldplay. Yeah. So for this critique, I'm very neutral. I'm throwing it to you, the viewer who is watching. Number 1, are you a fan of Coldplay? And number 2, would you put Coldplay as pop or rock, and what are your reasons? I would put them neither in either of the two, but if I had to put Coldplay in one genre, I would still say that they are a rock band, because their greatest hits are rock. I even said in my Linkin Park critique, a band does not become a pop band. They do not become a pop band just because they did 1 or 2 pop albums. They have to do like their entire discography needs to have less rock than pop for them to be a pop band. Yeah, even Linkin Park did pop, and they're still a rock band. So even me, I think with Coldplay, plus I like Coldplay, so it's very hard for me, since this is a subjective critique, it's very hard for me to classify them fully as pop. But it's it's everyone's opinion. I'd really like to know what you think. Please drop me a comment below and tell me, do you like Coldplay? Do you not like Coldplay? Are you with these guys who say that Coldplay is depressing? And me, I'm okay. I'm not a Coldplay fanboy. I like them, but as you saw, they're number 13 on my list. So I'm okay with either opinion. Are you okay with people saying that they are pop, or they are not, or they are rock, or they are not rock, or they've become more pop than rock? Yeah, I'd really like to hear from you. But you've heard what I have to say. I would really not classify Coldplay as either pop or rock. I'll just put them like in between, because they have some big pop hits and they have some big rock hits, and their greatest hits are mainly rock, like the first 4 albums. Yeah, Kina Viva La Vida and Death to All His Friends, something like that, and Parachutes. Those albums, A Rush of Blood to the Head, all those albums are more rock than pop. Yeah, so that's my critique. What do you have to say? Please drop me a comment. I'd really like to know. Yeah, and also please respond to those guys who are saying Coldplay is infinitely worse than Linkin Park. What was the other guy who was saying Coldplay is depressing, and Coldplay is not rock because it is not guitar driven? I'd really like to hear your response to those messages. Yeah, all right, thank you so much for watching this critique. I appreciate it. It wasn't even really a critique, it was me defending Coldplay against haters, because I actually kind of like Coldplay. I think they have very nice music when people are not trying to nail them into one genre. Ni kama 21 Pilots may not be rock, yeah, but they also have very good music. Yeah, all right, thank you so much for watching this. You take care, and God bless.